Andy Gaunt's back again for another episode.
James, this is our audience doesn't know this, but that was quite the mission to make this work.
For those who might notice that this episode is going to be a little shorter than usual, it's because I've been sat here watching Andy dick around in his studio trying to figure out how to get all of his technology to talk to each other.
There's two ways. There's two ways you could have done that. You could have said it the way you did, or you could have said, if you notice this one's a little shorter and perhaps the audio doesn't sound as good a quality as it is, we've had some technical difficulties. We could have been in this together as a team. It's a real opportunity to tell our audience like how in step we are. You know what I'm saying?
Nope. Well, whatever you say.
Yeah, whatever. Let's roll the stupid music. Welcome to Curb and Canyon.
Welcome to Curb and Canyon.
How are you, my man?
I'm good. It's been a week.
I feel like we haven't spoken in forever.
But since the last time we spoke, I've done about 5,000 miles of driving in my truck around.
You've been driving a truck.
Oh my! It was like phenomenal. It was really cool. But every step of the way, I was sort of looking at roads and thinking, I wish I had my 911 instead of this big fat truck.
Yeah.
But no, it's good. And it's just like the week. Where's the week gone? It's now Friday afternoon. I'm going to be throwing this together, and we're going to be publishing this in a couple of hours. And we usually have a couple of days. How about you? You've had a busy week too.
Oh, crazy. I mean, this time last week I was driving up possibly my favourite section of road of all time along Tambo River, which we're going to talk about in a little bit, on Alpine Range Rally 7. And then straight back into work this week and a busy, crazy one. So yeah, it's been nuts.
I've got to say, I was really enjoying following you guys on the Alpine Range Rally. And you guys, I think you guys were driving while I was driving around the US in my truck. And
yeah, true enough.
Oh, to add insult to injury, but that looked really good. But dude, we got so much to talk about. We've got thousands of Porsches lying at the bottom of the ocean. We've got Porsche shutting down and not producing any more cars because of the crisis and the war in Ukraine. We've got
a lot to get through.
We got your rally. We've got my 996, and of course we've got to do video of the week. The video.
Well, we can't not do it because the audience just loves that little intro you do. Do you know what? I had some great feedback. Yeah, we keep talking about all the good feedback we're having. I did this little pop-up event a couple of weeks ago called Monday Night Lights, and one of my buddies, PJ, shout out PJ, said to me, I've been listening to the podcast. I said, oh, yeah, great. And he goes, yeah, it's getting better.
Cheeky bastard.
So, yeah, nothing like a bit of honest, constructive feedback.
I know, you can always count on your mates to keep you humble, keep it real.
Yeah, indeed.
Well, speaking of Monday Night Lights, let's start there, dude. That video was amazing. That was
do you know,
so good.
I was also my friend Al, Flat Six Affair, who you've met or spoken with, killer photographer. He and I'd found this location which I wanted to use for a shoot for an upcoming video, which we'd done and loved it. And so we just had the idea, let's pull a bunch of cars together there on a Monday night. And look, because it wasn't a sort of sanctioned or organised event, we kept it small. I didn't want to suddenly have security roll up and kick us out.
Yeah.
But the way I figured it was, hey, we paid to park there, so we and it's an empty car park. It's not like we were doing donuts or anything.
Yeah.
So next time I'd probably open it up a little more in terms of the number of people we got. And to be honest, I was really hoping for some magic golden hour light, which we didn't get. It couldn't have been more grey if we tried.
Oh, really?
But you know what? It was just great. It was such a cool little gathering of cars, and to go from kind of late afternoon into the early evening, they've got these rad kind of street lights, I suppose you'd call them, that just have a really cool look to them. And yeah, between Al's photography, which was stunning, and the little video we did. Oh, dude, he's
really good.
I think I told you once upon a time I felt like he and I was sort of, we'd keep trying to outdo each other with photography, but damn, I have so stopped trying with him now.
It's funny you should say that because, and don't take this the wrong way, I don't think you will now after what you just said, since seeing you guys and the sort of quality of your photography, I've kind of given up. Like when I went to Luft, I was like, yeah, okay, I'll just snap that photo. I'll snap that photo. I wasn't really putting in too much effort to take really good photos because they're not really good.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and with Luft, it's funny too, isn't it? Because every photo you take, someone else is taking the exact same photo anyway.
Yeah, right.
You just got a million photographers there. And I remember when I went to Luft, I was like, oh, this dude's in my way. I need him out of the way. And then I just kind of figured, you know what? I'll stop trying to avoid people in shots because that's part of the whole thing anyway. But yeah, anyway, it was a great gathering and a great way to start the week. A really cool way to start the week.
And a bloody amazing video, man. Such a good video. Well done.
Oh, thanks, brother. Thank you. Yeah, I trying to pull my finger out and release some content.
One video a quarter. Yeah, just be proud of yourself.
Hey, do you know what? I've got a stack coming. I've got Alpine Range Rally. I've got to drop that one this week. I've promised the guys. So I'm halfway. Dude, I'm going to ask you, music. I think we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
Music is killing me on this video. I've spent hours trying to find something half decent.
Yeah. I find it, especially like the DIY videos, it's relatively easy to find some music that just plinky plonky in the background or what have you. Trying to convey.
Hold on, I'm just searching for that plinky plonky.
Plinky plonky. It's a technical term. Right. It's a technical term in the music industry.
Sorry, go ahead.
But trying to get music that sort of speaks to the emotion and the adrenaline or the mood of, because every drive's different. Everyone's in a different mood, and the weather sort of adds to the dynamic and the look of the shots. So it is really tough. There are times when I sit there for hours and I'm going through, is it epidemic sound or what have
Epidemic,
you?
yeah.
Or just the free library on YouTube, and it's just. I think to be honest, that's why if you watch enough of my videos, you sort of see that I kind of circle around the same 15, 20 songs.
Yeah. But like you say, I think that's totally fine, particularly if it's a DIY piece or something. And I find particularly for the rally videos, I have this want to kind of paint a picture and tell a story. And the weather was bad this day, so I want the music to feel dramatic. And then the last day, everyone's kind of light in their mood, so I want something that matches that. And epidemic sound, Soundstripe, Artlist, Premium Beat. I'm just trolling them all, just trying to find music.
Hey, and
killing me.
It rained, didn't it? Like once again, it didn't fail to rain on you guys.
No, so we were talking about this the other day. So this is our 7th rally, right? Every rally bar one, we've had rain. And all of the track days we've done, we've had rain. And not only do we have, but it's not just rain. When it rains, when we're doing something like this, it's cats and dogs. It is hardcore, torrential. So it's funny actually, in the video I was cutting it. So it's day 2. Day 1, weather was gorgeous. Day 3, weather was gorgeous. Okay. So I can't complain too much. But day 2, there's this section of road along a river called Tambo River, which is probably everyone's favourite section. It's unbelievable and just goes forever. Not super tight, not super technical, just fast, flowy. It's brilliant. So we get to the sort of first stop after that, and we'd had tiny little bit of light drizzle, but other than that, it was really good because it was overcast, right? And when you're driving through trees and you've got sunshine and it makes it hard to kind of spot things on the road. We had perfect visibility. And then we were leaving a little town called Omeo, and I thought, yeah, great, we're going to drive up Mount Hotham, which is where we actually the Alpine part of Alpine Range Rally happens. Yeah. and I was mounting my GoPro onto the front of the car, and I thought, oh, I wonder if it might rain. Maybe I'll take it off and just put it inside the windscreen. And boy, was I glad I did, because not 5 minutes later, the heavens opened.
Oh, wow.
But it was funny because I've got a little, I don't know if it's a false sense of security, but being in the C4, as soon as the rain comes, I'm pretty happy. I'm happy to go hard in the rain, but so is everyone, to be honest. But it was at the point where there's sheets of water. You know, you're driving along and the road's just got entire sections where you suddenly literally feel it grab the car and throw the car kind of off course or whatever. That stuff's pretty sobering. And so we got to the other side of that mountain, stopped at a pub for lunch, and kind of decided from there, let's call it a day. But actually it cleared up later. So I went out with two of my buddies to just do some filming with the drone, and one of my mates came with me in the car. He'd sort of never been in my car with me before. So I was somewhat showing him what it can do. I wasn't going too hard, but we were driving up this hill, this great mountain actually, and we come around this bend, and this cop car comes the other way. But it was a big, I guess you'd call it a pickup truck in the US, like a mini pickup truck, like a Ford Ranger type thing. And I see his nose dip, and I thought, uh-oh. And I just kind of gave him a wave because I figured I wasn't going too fast.
Yeah.
And I turned to my buddy Rocco and I said, what do you think? Do I just floor it? Because he's going to find a spot to do a U-turn, and then he's in a pickup truck and he's going to drive up the hill around the twisties. I'm pretty sure I could get away from him.
Yeah.
So I kind of thought, do I want to be in a police chase? And anyway, so we just kept going and pulled over where there was a lookout that just happened to have a huge embankment. And I said, I'll just park the car strategically behind this embankment where perhaps it can't be seen from the road. But to be fair, he didn't come back. So I think he'd taken a look at us and gone, yeah, I'm not going to be able to catch those guys.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. Funnily enough, my parents drove with me down to Phoenix. They're in visiting, and one of the things that got them over here, actually, after 2 years of the pandemic, was the promise of a road trip through the desert and so on. I did day one, 8 hours to Kansas City, and then I did most of day two, which was about 10 hours to Albuquerque. And my mum was like, "Can I have a drive of the truck? Can I have a go?" I was like, "Sure, of course, absolutely, no worries." Within about 5 minutes of driving, she was about 15 over the speed limit. And the first cop car we saw in about 1,500 miles just went straight past us, basically did a skid, put the lights on, pulled us over. And my poor mum, she was so gutted just to...
Oh, my goodness.
Dude, she'd been driving like 15 minutes, I'm sure it was, and she pulled over. Yeah. And my mum is like the nicest person, but she gets nervous very quickly if she feels like she's done something wrong. And she's in America, and a cop's pulled her over. Yeah. Oh, my God. It's like the world was just coming down around her. I tried my best. Tried my best to keep her calm, and the cop couldn't have been nicer. Gave her a warning, and
did he really?
Oh yeah. He was really good.
Good on him. Gee, American cops are good like that.
Yeah, and my stepdad and I were like, "Hey, can we get a photo of you two together?" And he was like, "Yeah, sure." And my mum was absolutely completely devastated. And, oh, man, we won't let her forget that. So I then took over the driving, and we didn't see another cop for like another 2,000 miles.
Wow.
Oh,
if you were here, she would have been locked up if she was in Australia.
Oh, really?
Literally behind bars, throw away the key, get out in 10 years. They're just so shocking.
I'll tell her that.
And, as you said that story, I imagined that the cop was going to come up with the dog lead and collar that had been hanging on the back of the car, National Lampoon style.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, well,
Well, I thought of you. I thought of you because we on the first day there's a stretch of road that we always hit, and for some reason it's almost as though we just believe that police don't know this road exists, and so we all get along at quite a rapid pace. And I kind of figure if I'm mid-pack somewhere, I'm kind of safe, right?
Yeah,
You just don't want to be the first guy or the last guy. My buddy Simon was 2 cars in front of me, and an unfortunate magpie swooped across the road, and this thing collected. He's got a 911 SC, so it collected one of the headlights and just exploded.
Just like an explosion of feathers.
It's an absolute explosion of feathers. And I got on the radio. I said, "It's fine. He flew away in a million pieces." Poor bird. Poor bloody bird. Oh. But I did. I thought of you, and I thought, God, if you ever come out here dodging kangaroos. And although, do you know what? I didn't see a single kangaroo. The only wildlife I had to avoid on a road was a cow.
Oh, really?
Yeah, an actual cow.
That's disappointing.
In the middle of the road.
Dude, I wanted to see a bear and a moose, and unfortunately I didn't get to see either, but we saw loads of deer, we saw buffalo, we saw roadrunners, which are actually pretty cool little birds in Arizona.
Are they real?
Oh, yeah, they are real, but they don't look like the cartoon.
Literally thought that was just a cartoon.
No. Roadrunners are real. They're like...
wow.
They're like short. They kind of look like a big crow, but they're grey and white, and instead of black. And they run instead of flying for the most part. Little fuckers just like run right in front of you.
Jesus.
Yeah, but
you didn't drive around the corner and see like a big box of TNT or some kind of rocket device?
No, but we did stop at the Acme gas station and
come on, really?
No, we didn't.
Oh damn. I was like, if someone had done that as a little tourist thing, I would have been all about it.
I know. But while I was down there, I did get to drive a Porsche. I didn't think I was going to. I got to take the Panamera out, and
the Panamera. So tell me about this. Was it a mate's car?
No, it was just somebody I've met online through the channel, and I managed to get hold of it for a few days. And
they've are you still talking or no?
Well, there was definitely no comment on the video.
It was quite a. It was. It was a great video.
No, wait, I'm sorry.
It was a very honest appraisal.
I'm sorry. There were a couple of people through my channel who I was trying to meet up with, and I was potentially going to get to borrow a 991, and I didn't make that work. And once that didn't work, I was just like so in the mood to make a video. I actually met this guy through the app Turo. It's like Airbnb.
Oh, through Turo, right? Yeah. I know Turo.
So I showed up, grabbed the car, took it off him for a week, drove around, had a lot of fun. But yeah, I didn't end up telling him that I made a video, and he kind of recognized me, but I don't think he sort of figured out where he knew me from.
Right.
It's like, English guy, like driving a Porsche, huh? I was wearing Carhartt, dead giveaway. Of course I was in the desert, with my flip-flops.
Yeah.
I got to say, man, it's just dull. It's a dull car.
So I got to ask though, but because I watched the video and it was a great review, and as I say, very honest and enlightening. What were your expectations going in? Because that was my one question around it was, had you anticipated basically a big 911? Because it's a big, heavy saloon of a car, right?
Prior to this, I've driven one Panamera, and it was my friend Michael's GTS. I think it was a GTS, and it had a lot of shovel. It was really fast, and I wasn't expecting it to be a 911, but even with my 2011 Cayenne, I felt like I was in a Porsche cockpit having the Porsche driving experience. It wasn't a 911 driving experience, but I felt, sort of connected to the car, connected to the road, the cockpit, the dash, everything sort of looked and felt familiar. In the Panamera, it kind of felt like a Porsche, but it just, the seats weren't quite as comfortable. The cockpit wasn't quite as close and hugging, even though they are spacious, if you see what I mean. In some respects, like the older 911s, where you have you don't have the center console and you have the sort of flat front dash. and it's more angular that way. It kind of felt like that.
Yeah.
But I think the biggest disappointment was just the speed, because I see them on the road here in the Twin Cities all the time, and they look low to the ground and sleek and pretty sexy from the front, and they've got a bit of speed. I know they've got a bit of speed. This was a base model, 4-wheel drive, and it was dull off the line. Even in sports mode, it was dull. 0 to 60 was boring. Going around corners was boring. The only real time it got exciting was, doing sort of 60 to 70 on a highway and changing lanes quickly and just getting that extra bit of gas to get you up to 80 to overtake. But meh. And people have said on my video, well, it's a family car. It kind of is. The trunk isn't very big. There isn't a lot of room in the back seat. Kind of like the Macan. The Macan isn't really an SUV. And the Panamera isn't really a family car. It's just a sedan with no future.
And special shout out to our listeners who are Panamera owners. Or should I say our former listeners?
Exactly. But I've got to be honest. And the funny thing is, though, would I have one? Oh yeah, I would. But I just need to manage my expectations. Like it would be the daily driver that I go and get my groceries in, and I'm not going out to get my kicks in it. I'm just going to drive around in a comfortable car. I could have it. And over here you can pick up base, like ones that have done maybe 80 or 90,000 miles for under $20,000. That's awesome.
Right.
I'd have one of those instead of getting a Toyota Camry or whatever.
Yeah. I was actually surprised because when you did the walk around, you sort of started at the front, and I thought you were leading to the inevitable as you got to the back. Oh my God, it's hideous. Kind of commentary, because those early Panameras, I think the rear end on them is
not great.
It's just weird. It's not good at all. And they did with the next gen. I think they're a far sexier looking car.
Definitely.
And in fact, whenever I see them, I think, wow, I would have one of those in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
But because I remember the Top Gear episode where I think it was Jeremy was just saying, if you close your eyes, it's an awesome car.
Well, around the same time frame, I didn't really like the back end of my 2011 Cayenne. I didn't really like the lights. It had that kind of Spider-Man eye kind of lights. And actually, to be honest, the second generation 997, the only thing that I don't really like about that generation is the updated LED taillights. I think the first...
Oh my God, I got to stop you right there.
I think the first generation 997 taillights are far superior. They're classier.
Well, I'm going to take you on in my video because my buddy Anthony has the Gen 2 997, and I was driving behind it for a good section of the rally. And I said to him, what I love about that second gen 997 is that, to me, it's this, particularly from the rear end, it's kind of a halfway point between the 997 and the 991. You've got these LED headlights or taillights, that start to hint at what's going to come on the 991, but you still have the more diminutive size of the 997. I think it's an absolute sweet spot. So that's interesting. And you're not the first person I've heard say that. But, yeah, I think those taillights on the Gen 2 997 are a beautiful step up.
But then it's interesting you mentioned the 991 because the first generation 991 taillights, I think, were terrible. And I'm a 991, or I was a 991 owner. I think the I didn't mind the 996 taillights. I thought the 997.1 taillights were great. Not as nice as the 993 prior to that. But it wasn't until the second generation 991 that they kind of nailed it again. The first generation 991, just too flat, too small, too narrow, just a bit cheap looking, I think. Sorry, 991 owners.
It's interesting because the first 991 I ever saw, I still remember it was a white one and it drove past me, and the first real life kind of view I had of it was that rear three quarter view. And I remember just thinking, oh wow, they've nailed the rear end on that car. The design is spot on. Now I think the dot two 991.2 is an enhancement of that, but back end of either of those I'm happy with.
Like I
Do you know what?
I wouldn't kick them out of
Don't you
bed.
think that's a bit of getting used to it too?
I think
I remember when the 992 first came out, I was like, oh, what have they done to the rear end of that?
Yeah.
And now I see one of those on the road, and I just go, they look freaking great.
I still haven't really gotten on board with the back end of the 992. It's fine. I think you're right, though. I think there is a bit of like break-in period with each of them. I think beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and like I say, I wouldn't kick either of the cars out of bed for the rear lights.
It's good, and if you're sleeping with them, that's perhaps a therapy session we need to have offline.
So you've got a 997 video in the pipeline. You've got the Alpine Range Rally video in the pipeline. Is that it for the year now? You're gonna just like take an early bath?
Yeah, feet up after that. Yeah. That's it. I'm done. That's it. I just let myself go and walk around in just a faded beater shirt and just kick back. No, I've got a stack coming. So I've got the Alpine Range Rally video I'll drop this week. The 991 video I finish shooting next weekend, so that should be maybe a week later.
Yeah.
Because I've done half of that video already, and then the back end of the beginning of next month, I'm filming with a 930.
Oh.
Which, I can't wait for. I'm so excited.
That's a unicorn
that.
car, or whatever you call it.
Oh, it is. It's a bit of a
goose.
car of the moment. Yeah, it's a car of the moment, and so I'm super excited to get behind them. And can I be honest? I'm a little bit nervous about driving a 930.
I would be,
but my buddy Steve's like, dude, take it. I want you to take it. Have it for the weekend.
Oh.
So I can't wait to drive that car. I can't wait to film that car. I feel a real sense of responsibility to deliver something, epic with some kind of beauty sequence that really, because that car, if you saw the photos from the Monday Night Lights event that Al had taken, it's the kind of burgundy colored 930. It's everyone at the event. There were a lot of us actually saying, we weren't 930 fans, and this car has just made us all really, really, really want one. So,
well, I'll be honest with you. I think the biggest responsibility you have is avoiding the wombats. Everything else is secondary. Don't give it back with a wombat in the front.
Don't say that. Why did you even bring that up now?
Because you said you were nervous, and I just wanted to add.
Why would you do that? Why would you do that,
mate? Because I love you. You're my brother.
No, we've got to. So you've been doing some work on the 996.
I have, and you know what? I'm trying to stay really positive about it. Because
are we doing stripes?
I don't know. Yes, we are doing stripes, and if I don't like him, I'm just going to take him off straight away. But I saw the release of the that special 996 down at whatever the island is in the southeast of the country just recently. That event, Amelia Island, was it? I don't remember.
Amelia Island, yeah.
And I am a huge fan of the 997 Sports Classic, even with the rear taillights of the Dot 2. So I thought, my wheels are almost identical to the ones on the Sports Classic. Let's just see what it looks like. And I've got the ducktail, so I don't know, we'll give it a go. But good news, transmission is here. The engine is here. It's at Porsche Minneapolis, waiting to go. What's not here? The seats that I dropped off with the upholsterer 9 weeks ago or 8 weeks ago. Dude, what? I don't want to throw anyone under the bus, and I'm going to just be as objective as I can. I went in 2 weeks ago to ask where they were, and I got an update to say they'll be ready soon. I sent an email last week saying, hey, I'm coming back. My car's going back into the garage on the 14th to get the engine put in. I need the seats and the steering wheel. Oh, yeah, no worries. We'll have it back for you next week. Monday, didn't hear anything. Tuesday, didn't hear anything. Wednesday morning, told they'd be ready potentially Thursday. I went down Thursday. They hadn't started on the steering wheel. Their seats are still being worked on. I got told yesterday, oh, it'll be Friday, probably Saturday morning. Haven't heard anything. It's Friday afternoon. I phone up. The owner isn't there. And the person who took my message was like, you know what? I'm going to have to get the owner to call you back on Monday, and he'll tell you what the status of the chairs is. And I just said, look, I'm not trying to be a dick, but that doesn't work for me. My car's being picked up on Monday. It was actually supposed to be picked up today. I've rescheduled the tow. And quite frankly, you're sat right next to the station where my chairs are. You could probably look at them and tell me if they're ready.
Yeah,
and just, leather or no, I'm going to come down today and get them because my car's going into the garage on Monday. And I hate being that guy, but come on. Come on.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's annoying.
You became a Karen.
Oh, boy, don't say that. All right, let's do a subject change. Video of the week.
Curb Canyon, the video of the week.
Video of the week. All right, so I'm throwing this one in, and it's not a new one, and it's maybe because I've just come back from a rally. I don't know if you've seen the videos that Curves magazine puts out. It's really weird to me because they don't get a lot of views, and yet they have an affiliation with Porsche. Porsche actually has them seemingly creating content for them.
Yeah.
And their videos are they're just rad. And particularly their videos of their drives, which like a lot of these things, if you're driving passes in Switzerland and the like, you tend to get some pretty epic scenery versus the drab kind of olive coloured Aussie bush that I get to film in. But yeah, this is one of their I think it's a Stelvio Pass one, and it's epic. A great mix of cars, like modern and old. So you got, hot rod long hoods, you've got 911Rs, everything in between. And yeah, killer soundtrack, killer everything. We'll put a link on Instagram. It's
let's get that video some more views and that channel some more views. Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah. Stefan Bogner, I think is how you say his name. Cracking photographer. Like they release a book every couple of years, and I've got one of them, and it's damn brilliant. So good. So yeah, make sure you check it out.
I will check it out. Well, that pretty much brings us to the end of another episode, Andy.
Quick one today.
It's a quick one today.
That's all right.
We'll be back next week. We've got some more special guests coming up. We'll drop more on Instagram to talk about future episodes and agendas and so on.
Yeah.
I have a very quick last comment for you, Andy, which is I
feel like this is going to be positive. This is great. It's
it is.
Build me up for my weekend. So I'm looking forward to it.
You're going to be so excited. I've come up with an idea for our road trip from Melbourne to Perth, which you've already committed to doing with me. We're gonna get a car off Porsche Melbourne, and we're gonna raise money for charity. Which charity? I have no idea, but one that gets us Porsche to say yes to getting us a 992 that we're gonna drive from wherever you are in Melbourne area to wherever the hell Perth is on the other side of Australia. We're going to raise loads of money for charity. We're going to do it. It's going to be for the kids or I don't know what. And you're going to love it. We're going to split the driving.
That's such a dick move, because if I say no now, it's like, you don't care about the kids.
Yeah, exactly. You're coming. Just resign yourself to the fact that
do you know what?
Are coming.
Well, hold on. Because I think I've sourced you a car if you come out and do Alpine Range Rally.
Okay.
All right? Okay. So just come and do a real drive, dodge some wombats and magpies. And I think I've sourced you a car.
I love it. Well,
stay tuned. This is the final episode of Curb Canyon. Hey, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. As always, check us out on Instagram, YouTube. You know where to find us. And we'll see you next week.
Take care.